Yes, sir. Welcome back to another Trap or Die film session. I am your host of the Trap or Die podcast, Mual. And on this episode, that man Jayden Daniels was on fire against the Cincinnati Bengals. I ain't gonna lie to you, I'm like 2 minutes off of doing the film study, so I'm a little geeked up. I ain't gonna lie to you. It was one of his cleanest games. Obviously, 3 games in, but one of his cleanest games that he's played so far. I think the best thing looking at Jayden Daniels' tape is just understanding the progression he takes from week to week to week. It's significant. Some of the complaints or like small nits to pick that I have made in the previous film sessions, he even shows how much better he's gotten in those aspects alone this week. And I know you'll love it too. So without further ado, let's hop into the film session. Jayden Daniels, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We up, baby. Let's go. All right, so let's go ahead and start with one of the big plays of the first drive, the 4th and 2 for Washington and the Bengals territory. They decided not to kick it. Let's run exactly what we're about to discuss here. Luke McCaffrey ends up breaking this for 30 yards. But it starts at the second level, right? Pass protection, shout out to them. They were solid all day. Really won their one-on-one matchups for the most part, and that's all you can really ask for. In this moment, in this 4th and 2, what Kliff is asking for and what JD is expecting here is a quick hitter, a quick slant to Luke McCaffrey, right? But this is very good processing and patience from Jayden Daniels, right? One of the things that I said when he was at LSU is like he has an understanding of an internal clock. What does that mean? Once he's comfortable back there and he understands how much time he has, he can buy himself some time, whether it's in the pocket or extending a play with his legs. But he has a very good internal clock, right? What he recognizes here is that slant window is a little too small for his liking. But not only is that the case, right? I think what Luke and Jayden does here is really impressive because Luke decides to carry his route behind the linebacker, right? So Luke stays alive on the play, which is elite post-snap processing, right? That's understanding that, the route or the play isn't over, but also there's a void behind his linebacker who isn't necessarily even covering me in a sense, right? He's covering a space. And then good job from Jayden Daniels, staying patient, being able to stay with Luke, and you end up getting a gain for 30 on the 4th down. Look at the ball placement too. That's solid. All right, so another one, Washington. This is a 2nd and 10 in the second quarter. I think this is actually Noah Brown's first catch. That's a dart. That is a dart. All right, so what we're seeing, right? The anticipation, letting it rip, like he's not holding on to it, he's not second guessing himself, but also like understanding what he's seeing. Look at Austin Ekeler at the top of your screen, motioning or running towards the flat, right? With this flat post combo is basically like a 2-man game, essentially. And this linebacker or DB, whoever that is that's going out to check Austin Ekeler, right? He has that flat responsibility. But this pre-snap, like eye candy, right? With that play action going to the right, is meant to hold the linebackers for a second, but also with Ekeler going to the flats, if that linebacker or defender doesn't carry with Ekeler, then Ekeler is your option. But if he does, you have a window right behind that defender. And you see kind of the decision making, the decisiveness from Jayden Daniels to let that ball loose, let it rip, and get Noah Brown for, I think, 16 yards on that play. Very good job from Noah Brown, too, making his quarterback look right. All right, here's another rep between Luke and Jayden. This is a really good rep because you're able to see Jayden work his progressions. But it just shows you how he's processing things, right? His comfortability back there. He's having time. Kind of see how this works. Hendrickson ends up falling. You got 2 true one-on-ones and a double team with the 3-tech, I believe that is. Or, yeah, the 3-tech, or the 1-tech, excuse me. All right, so he has plenty of time, again, what we're talking about with that patience, that understanding of, like, internal clock, right? To stand in the pocket, make a throw. And that's really good processing from Jayden to work those progressions from play side to backside. All right, and good job from Luke, just really sitting as soon as he gets past. This is a 2nd and 10. So understand the depth. I think Luke got 11 on this play. So understand the depth on that. That's important because he's not breaking his curls short. He has enough depth on his route. He's not running like a 8 or a 9 yard curl. He's exactly where he needs to be. The offense is coming alive, man. It's coming alive. Okay, so this is the first of 2 bombs to Terry. This is your 2nd and 5. Everybody has seen the 2 plays from Terry already, but let's get it on the record here on Trap or Die, right? But you just see a max protection from everybody up front. It's a 3-man route concept with your 2 max guys just releasing into the flat. But essentially they hold enough for Terry to get downfield, but enough for also Jayden to set his feet and let it rip if he got it. And one thing for sure, if you leaving. Good job from Terry, like selling that outside and then exploding upfield, using his foot speed to separate, like just runs right past these guys. That safety, who's actually supposed to probably be a little bit deeper than that. He was nowhere to be found. And so he's able to split the quote unquote double team. Elite over the shoulder tracking, really good ball security from Terry on Terry's side. And then the placement, 50 yards in the air. Mind you, they also said that was the first pass of Jayden's career where he's even had a pass where it was 50 air yards. In college as well, he's never had it, but he showed it on the NFL level. Look at that. All right, so when we talk about that pocket awareness, right, this is what it looks like as well. Like, he was on fire with his legs. He only had 30-something yards on the ground with 12 carries, but there was about 3 or 4 carries for Jayden that went for first downs alone. But then there was also plays like this where he avoided the negative and got you just a couple to keep the drive in a positive manner. Now, they failed the stunt pickup on his side for whatever reason, and it allowed some pressure. But he's able to elude that, get you 2 yards. I think this was your 2nd and 31. What was this? 2nd and 8. So he makes it 36. 36 is manageable, right? Good to go. You keep the drive alive. You're not like in a Hail Mary type of situation. 2 plays later, here's a rep from Noah Brown, just showing like how QB friendly is. Like, this is your football instinct showing alive. I think I showed you all in the film session with Noah Brown, like how good he is with quarterbacks and scramble drills, right? And this is one of those instances where Jayden is going to need some help as he tries to buy him some time. Again, he has the presence in the pocket, right, to buy him some time. But look at his decision making once he starts to get on the move. What was one of the bigger issues that I had from Jayden in the first 2 weeks of the season, right? Not necessarily issues like that as a detriment, but it's like hopefully as time moves on, he can continue to keep his eyes downfield. You get a 2nd and 9, I believe, and this goes for a first down. Very good job from Jayden keeping his eyes downfield, but also Noah Brown for being QB friendly. Like, he's deep in the end zone and he comes right back down the line. And he knows where the sticks are, mind you. Like, just take a look at like how he pauses where he is. Like, he doesn't continue to run back to the QB. He settles at the sticks. Gets you a first down. The drive continues, and he ultimately ends up throwing that first touchdown of his NFL career. So this is the last drive was one of my favorite moments of the game for Jayden and Kliff Kingsbury. This play was a 2nd and 9. This is right after Ertz's fumble, right? So we're looking at a 4-by-1 formation with Noah Brown and Brian Robinson tight to the formation, right? So they're essentially your help blockers on those edge defenders, getting some chips in before they release into their routes. What I like about this concept is the out and flat combination that they're running with Brian Robinson and Zach Ertz. Let's kind of run it, and then we can talk about it so you all can see what I'm saying. So first and foremost, on point from quarterback to play call to set up from Zach Ertz, right? Like, he takes that inside stem. He stems inside, of the linebacker. And what that does for this block and release or B-Rob, right, especially if you stem inside towards that left hash, it leaves the decision on the linebacker to stay in his zone or stay with what he sees, which is Brian Robinson. That stem inside leaves a huge vacated zone on that second level, and Jayden Daniels reads it the entire way. Like, you can have Noah Brown if you want to, but he's going for the first down, right? So you get a 2nd and 9, move the sticks. Now it's 1st and 10. A few plays later, they come right back to the bread and butter on this drive, right? They give them a similar look, but this time, instead of that isolated receiver being tight to the formation, they put them closer towards the boundary, outside the numbers. Same alignment or similar alignment, block and release from your running back who goes to the flat. But again, we're manipulating that middle linebacker, that linebacker in the middle of the field. Is he going to take the flat or is he going to stay in the zone, right? Zach Ertz, 6-7 yards, first down on 4th and 4. Lastly, the big dog play. 3rd and 7 for Washington. A chaotic drive at this point, but you know, it is what it is. This is your anticipation. This is your ball placement under pressure. This is trusting your receiver. Like, this is the protection that you need to eliminate the middleman, that middle rusher from that running back, right? So now you just know the outside is free. You're going to take a hit. Jayden knew it. He said it post-game as well. Don't matter. Tutty. Processing from Jayden, letting it rip, right? Get enough air under it. But also, like, look where he released it. Terry didn't even pass him yet. It blew right past him. He just knew he had to get the ball out there for Terry and give him a chance to get it. And Terry made a play for him. Terry made a play for the offense. All right, so that's going to wrap it up for this film session. Look, man, you seen it. You seen the growth in some instances. There was even one that I didn't show that I really should have, but I ain't about to circle back. But on the move, throwing it on 3rd and 2, same drive, 3rd and 2 converting to Terry, where Terry takes the big hit, and 3rd and short, like he's you know, that's a play in the previous 2 games where he's trying to take off and try and get that first down with his legs instead of throwing it. And he's giving Terry an opportunity to make a play. Terry comes up with the catch. It's a tough catch, by the way. It's behind him while he's rolling or he's running to his right, but he holds on to it. Jayden is in a situation where for Washington, he can only go but up. And the progression from week to week to week at this point has been something where I've never seen that from any of our quarterbacks here in Washington. I'm happy. I'm excited. I can't wait for the next week to see like how far can he really go as a rookie. But this was a really good game, really clean game from Jayden. I think he was like a 90-something grade for PFF. If I had to like recall like how good it was from even an analytical standpoint. So for Jayden, moving forward, this was a huge step. They have a big matchup against the Arizona Cardinals in week 4. Kliff Kingsbury has a big matchup against the Arizona Cardinals in week 4 for obvious reasons, right? Former head coach there. But right now they're clicking, they're on fire, and their growth from week to week is really high. And it's something that everybody should be looking forward to on a week in and week out basis. Without further ado, that's going to wrap it up for us. Make sure y'all hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you're new, appreciate you. And until next time, man. Peace.
Chop it down, chop it down, you gon' chop it down. Chop it down, you gon' chop it down. Down, set, watch him throw the ball, we gon' pick it off. You gon' let him hit the hole or you gon' cut it off. You gon' play through 4th and long or you gon' punt it off. Your defenders, heavy hitters, put your pads in. Don't be looking for the ref to throw no flags in. Keep the helmet on, keep the cleats tight. You the type to want to win by any means, right? You should look alive. This is Trap or Dive.